Hello, at this point we are going to start constructing or cutting out the skimmer that we created in our last video. All of our layout is done. We have nice crisp straight lines. Remember, our dotted lines are fold lines. Our solid lines are cut lines. First thing that I'm going to recommend that we do is we turn our material 90 degrees. We take a pair of scissors, and as smoothly as possible, we're going to cut our center line. This 4-inch solid line we need to cut all the way across to separate our main body panel from our fins and our scoop. Be careful and cautious when cutting your lines. You want a nice straight line. The straighter the line, the smoother the line, the higher level of workmanship and function your skimmer will have. The trick that I like to use is I don't cut all the way to the end of the scissors so that it's clipping. Then I have less of a start and stop point. I have two pieces now, my main body panel and my fin section. I'm going to set my fin section aside. I'm going to finish my main body panel. The right side, is scrap. So I'm going to just cut this solid line. I'm going to cut this all the way across the material. I'm going to set this piece aside, the scrap piece aside, for recycling. Okay. Next, on this back, I'm cutting these flaps. I'm only cutting up to the dotted line. I'm not cutting anything off. Nothing else is removed from our main body panel. Now you can see that we have a 1/2-inch strip all the way along the lower edge and the upper edge. We have a 3-inch flap in the rear of our vehicle. In our next video, I'll show you how to fold your main body panel. I'm going to set our main body panel aside. Collect my fins and scoop. I'm going to start by cutting along my lower line, my 7-inch solid line. I'm going to cut this large scrap piece off completely, and then my other scrap pieces off. Again, if you do not have a file folder, you could use cardstock or a cereal box. You just need a rigid paper-like material that is lightweight, yet once folded, will hold a rigid shape. Our scrap goes to recycling pile. I cut from right to left. Cut my scrap piece off. I'm cutting this at an angle on the solid line. I have a 3/8 inch space between my corner and my dotted line, a 1/8 inch space between my corner and my dotted line. I'm going to move to the left side of the scoop. I'm going to do the same thing, opposite angle. Remember to set your scrap with the scrap pile. Our scoop, we've identified whose it is, when it is, and what it is. Okay? Please make sure that you label your specific class so that if this gets dropped on the floor, you know that it's yours, or we can return it to you. I'm going to set my scoop aside. Last thing we have to cut out are our fins. First, I'm going to finish trimming off this angled piece from my scoop. Then I'm going to turn. I'm going to cut up the angle for my second fin. Set my scrap in my scrap pile. Cut the vertical line between my fins. Cut the angled line for the triangle off of my first fin. So you can see we have two identical fins. Both have a 1/2 inch straight edge on the top and on the right side. Those pieces are going to line up in our next video for assembly. They will line up along with the 1/2 inch edges. You should have 4 pieces, 2 fins, a scoop, and a main body panel.